$100 or $200 on this very expensive material, but it's only for your year 12s or only for your year 6s or only for your teachers. You can set it up so that every individual record has a security rating, and that rating will determine who can watch it. So if I said it was secured for my year 12s and I logged in as a year 10, you will not see it. Okay, so it's very, very good for that. Now, if you have a situation where a teacher or a parent or a student asks you for resources and they ask you for a certain kind of resources, so as an example, can I have a look at all the maths resources? You can just do a search of maths and that will bring up all the maths resources up on this side of the screen, but it'll give you books, it'll give you videos, it'll give you YouTube, whatever you've cataloged in the system, but they'd like a copy of it. All you need to do is click on the advanced search, and then when you do a search, it says with keyword equal to maths. I can go, no, I don't want keyword, I want subject equal to maths or series equal to maths. So you can choose whatever combination of search you want. You don't even have to know Boolean. Click that search button, it'll bring the resources up. Click the external link button and that'll give you a link to not that search result, it'll give you a link to that search URL. So if I now email this to a teacher or a parent and they get that link, it's a dirty great big link, but when they hit enter on that link, what it's going to do, it's not going to produce the list of results as of when that link was created 2 months ago or 6 months ago. It will give them the results as it is at this instant in time. So if this book had changed its security rating and say, no, it's a teacher's resource, then they won't see it. If the book has 7 of 9 copies available as at this instance, or 0 of 9 copies, it won't show it because it'll say, I don't have any copies for that, so I won't show it right now. But in an hour's time, when they hit that link again and 6 of them have come back into the library, then it'll show it. So one of the great advantages of the OPAC is to be able to do any kind of convoluted search that you want on any criteria in the database. Click on external link and we'll give you a URL for that. Now what happens if a parent or a teacher says, we're going to be doing maths next term, can you recommend a number of resources that we could use? And what you can do is you can say, absolutely. So you click on list builder and I want to create a new list, and maths for John in year 12. So you'd go and create a list and you say, that's my list. Okay, I want to quickly add resources to the list, and that's the one you want to add. You want to add that YouTube video there, and now you can go and...
Hi, my name's Claire Gallagher. I'm the author of Maths the Wacky Way.
Okay, so you'll go maths here and you'll choose another one if you wanted to.
Now we're going to look at what you...
And when you choose another search, you can say, yep, I want to add that one to the list. And then you'll go around here and you'll say a totally different search. You'll do a totally different search. And when those results, I want to add this one and I want to add this one to that list. So there's my list. And now I want to give it to that teacher or that parent. I can click the share icon and just put in the email address of the parent. And when I say hit enter, it will automatically give them that list as a static list. So whether they look at it now or 6 months from now or a year from now, it's a static list. However, if a teacher comes along and says, I've divided my kids into groups, can you give me a list of resources? So instead of a static list, create collaborative list and then go and email that to them. Now, if you do that, when the 5 people in that group or the 25 or the 10 people in that group get that list, each one of them has the ability to do other searches and add other resources, including YouTube, direct from YouTube, or including anything from the World Wide Web to that collaborative list. As soon as they add it, everybody else gets it. And so that's the advantage of the collaborative list. That is just the tiny piece of functionality from our OPAC. We do a heck of a lot more. If you'd like some more information, please contact us and we can do another webinar just on searching, and that can take about an hour. of feature and functionality that we can show you, especially when we explain to you how we do the searching. Okay. Now what we're going to do is, all right, you're a new user, you've got all your data converted, you and young Johnny's come along and he's a student and you need to add him to the system, and Marianne has just joined the faculty, you need to add her to the system. So we're going to deal with how do I add individual people one at a time to the system. Piece of cake, very, very easy. All you need to do is click on the menu button. Everything is done from that menu button as long as you're logged in. If you're not logged in, you click on that menu button, you will not get any options. Depending on how you're created and what your credentials are will determine what options you have on your menu button. So I'm logged in as a librarian, so I'll click on patron and I'll go to patron management. Those are all the features that I have. Okay. And whenever I go in, it's always going to show me the record that I'm logged in. So I'm logged in as Michael, so there's my record. Okay, I can go at the bottom and go next patron, next patron, next patron. I can go in here and have a look at patrons. I can click on find and I can go in and enter part of a surname, part of a first name, part of a middle name. I can search for anyone and bring them up. I can go and change their password if I want to by just putting in a new password, confirming that password, and then going save the password, and then that will change. And then I can go force them to change the password. So I can create a password like a generic password, just called password, or call a generic password called student, or a generic password called teacher. And I can just say to that person, all right, I've created you to get in the first time, it's password or student, and then it'll ask you to create yourself a new password. So that's how you do it. In here, you'll see that's the basic information advanced. So you can have a look at all the different fields of information that you can put in there about a patron, except you only need a barcode and or a username. We don't care what that username is. My recommendation is make it the first name and full stop, and that's a surname. So if you're a primary school and people can't remember that number, why don't we just make it the first name dot surname, and then everybody can use that to log in. Okay, and for primary school kids it's great, and you don't have to go and do it individually. We can do it for you. We can take whatever's in here, put at the top, put a full stop, then put whatever's in here, put at the end, and make it all lowercase. We can do that for you. And you can also go as msmith at. Okay, so you can also put in their email address here. Now, with this particular student, they can log in with their barcode or admin number. They can also log in with their nickname or username, which is whatever I've set it up there. And they can also log in with that. So there's 3 ways for someone to log in to be able to have access to it. Now, when they log in and they get the search option up here, what other options do they have out of all these menus? Well, if they're a student, it's none. They can only search, and they can have a look at their reservation, their availability, their loans. They can have a look at their reservations, and they can go into list builder. That's all they can do. Okay. However, if we say no, they are a teacher. When you say they are a teacher, okay, what's going to happen is that when they log in, they will have access to over 160,000 digital videos from TV for education, as an example. And they can add content, digital content, incredible digital content across every age level, every curriculum code, whether it's national or state level. And they can go and also make requests for digital material to cover anything, absolutely anything they need to teach. There is no limit on the digital content that teachers can have. And all they need to do is click on the topic request and put their request for a topic. They can request. We don't just give it mouth and lip service to making a request. They can request absolutely anything out of the entire Foxtel spectrum. And don't forget, everything we do is free of ads. So they can request anything from there. They can go to free-to-air requests. There is absolutely no excuse whatsoever for any of your teachers having access to digital content. None whatsoever. And all of that comes from just being a patron on the system, okay, and having the role as, instead of administrator, they'll have a role of teacher. And they'll have that fantastic TV for Education button, access to the world's largest digital content, and with a guarantee, whatever you need to teach, we'll give you digital content for it. Okay, so that's what the teacher role does. If Joanne comes along, and now Joanne is a new person in the library, and she's going to be working in the library, so why not give her a librarian role? If you give her a librarian role, what's going to happen is she'll have access to all of these buttons. Well, almost all of them. Okay, she won't be able to have the ability to change page settings and a whole bunch of other stuff, but any library function she'll be able to. Now, what happens if a parent comes along and says, "Oh, Mr. Smith, I'm a library qualified person and I'm no longer working, I'm retired, but I'd like to donate some of my time and I'd like to give you some help in the library. If you like, I can come in 3 days a week, 2 hours in the morning on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I can give you 4 hours in the afternoon on Tuesdays and Thursdays." So what you can do is you can come in here, put that person on your system, and just say they work on circulation desk. Okay. And if you're also going to allow them to catalog, just click on here and say they're a cataloger as well. So now they can circulate and they can catalog, but they can't go into reports and they can't do a whole bunch of other administrative functions. So you are absolutely, totally in control by nominating what functionality they have. And once you save it, that'll have it. Now, if it was a teacher, and when you save it, you might want to send them some videos on how to use TV for Education, some explanations on TV for Education. If you click email, we'll send an email to that person with all the information, if they're a teacher, on how to get the best out of TV for Education. That's how that would work. And that's only for one-on-one people. So all you do is you click new, and then you put your information in this page. Don't worry about the others. We need just a barcode, and if you don't have a barcode, make one up. Put in some dirty, great, big, long number like that, because you just want to put them on. You put in a username if you want, first name, surname, email address. You must choose a class grade. You must choose a homeroom, okay? And if you want them to log in, you must say change the password or next login, then go to change password, give them a temporary password, and go save. That's it. Then later on down the track, now you've got an administration number for him. You can just call him up and say that's his administration number and save. Doesn't matter if he's got loans or anything out, the system will fix everything for you in the background. You don't have to worry about anything. That's a one-on-one patron. But what about importing a whole bunch of patrons? Well, we have the most incredible patron import. It's called a Smart Patron Import. It's not the topic for this session, but if you go to YouTube and you do a search of SmartSuite, all in one word, just SmartSuite, what you'll find is, or you go Smart Patron Import and you'll get a video on that. But you can watch a tutorial here as well on how to do a patron import. Your first patron import might take 15 minutes, but once you've done that, every patron import after that will take you less than a minute, guaranteed. And so we recommend, think about doing a patron import at least once a week, just to update the system to keep it in line with the administration system. Okay, so I've gone and shown you how to import a patron. I'm now going to show you how to add a catalog record. And so to be able to do that, let's go and grab a catalog record, any record, and we're going to pretend that this is the ISBN number we're going to catalog. Okay, Control C, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to show you how to catalog. So if you've just got 1, 2, 3 books, half a dozen books, so the quickest way to do it is just click on the menu button, go down to catalog, and go catalog. Okay, and as long as KISS has been set up on your system, all you need to go is, you just have to set up SKIS, and you have to set up your default spine labels, which I'll deal with in a minute. But to be able to go in and catalog a book, just click on New, and like adding a patron, you just fill in whatever information you want, put in all the details along here, just click on these areas and put them all in, okay? And that's it. That's all there is to it. Or alternatively, don't fill it in. Just go to the ISBN and zap in the ISBN number, okay? Just enter the ISBN number with your barcode reader, any barcode reader, and then just click on that button there. When you click on that button there, it will go to SKIS and it will automatically import it from SKIS, and there it is. Everything's filled in for you. If you have a look at additional title, there's the additional title. Look at subjects, look at authors, look at series, look at notes. Okay, so any information about that book that exists on SKIS will automatically get put in. All you then need to do is click on copy, put in the barcode of the book, okay, and then you say it's available. You can put in the call number. You can say it's being stored in the English staff room. Location is not applicable, and it is a fortnightly loan, and it's a fortnightly renewal, and save the record, and that's all there is. But if there's any information you've missed that you didn't put in, or SKIS didn't put in, it says media cannot be blank. So you just go and find where the media is. There it is, media, and you can go and say that is a periodical, okay, and then you just go save. And that's all there is. Unable to say, God, please review your errors. So it's telling me I've got other errors in there. So let's go into copies. Sublocation is not in there. So not applicable. I don't have a sublocation. I don't want a sublocation. Okay, so it's not applicable. So now when I go back and have a look at my record and I go save, the record is automatically saved. The covers are automatically brought in. Everything is done. That's it. So if I want to add a new record, just go new and then put in the ISBN number and off you go. And that's how simple it is. But if you want to SKIS catalog, okay, before you SKIS catalog the very first time, you have to do this. You need to go in here, you need to go to catalog, and all SKIS cataloging is done from this button, the global catalog button, okay? However, before you SKIS catalog, the very first thing you need to do, you need to come down to the bottom where it says configuration, click on that little up arrow. Click on that up arrow and go to Z3950 databases, because SKIS is Z3950, and that's fantastic. If you don't know what it is, don't worry about it. You just need your SKIS username and password. So click on Z3950 databases and go and find where SKIS is. In here, you'll put in your username. In here, you'll put in your password. Make sure it's ticked that it is default, and then you won't have an update. You'll have a save button. The only reason I've got an update is because it already exists. So you'll click the save button. If it already has some information on there, make sure that the username's correct, make sure the password's correct, and then just click on update and then close. That's all you need to do the very first time ever, and you never have to ever go back into that button again. However, because this is the first time you're going to be using SKIS, there is a second thing that you must do. You click on here, the up arrow again. This time we're not talking about Z3950. We're talking about the default spine label. Click on default spine label and choose from a list of spine labels in here. If the spine label that you want to use is not here, have a talk to us. But we'd strongly recommend that you use one of our default spine labels. Otherwise, you'll spend an awful amount of time trying to work out the layout of your spine label. So tell us which label you've got. We'll tell you which one it is. And then once you select it, okay, you need to click save. And now what's happened is you set up your SKIS username and password. You set up your spine label. You have to exit out. So click here and go to catalog and reload the page so it loads with all the new information. So we'll pretend that this was done about a week ago, and now you're just part of business. You're just going to catalog. I've got 60 books I need to catalog. So you'll click on global catalog. Okay. When the system comes in here, This is the holding record. So if you're doing all fiction books, make sure that the information about the fiction information is entered here. So you'll put in all your fiction, location, sublocation, renewal period. Then what you'll do is you'll zap in your ISBN number. So let me just get rid of this space in the front. You'll zap in your ISBN number, okay? And then you'll go to your barcode and you'll put in the barcode. And then you'll zap in the next ISBN number and then you'll put in the next barcode. And then you zap in the next ISBN number, okay? And then you'll put in the next barcode. And that's how the system will work. And you don't have to wait. You just go. So if you've got 60 fiction books, ISBN barcode, ISBN barcode, ISBN barcode, ISBN barcode, ISBN barcode. That's all you do. The system will catch up in the background because it's going to scarce. I've nominated that I also need to get books, bibliographic information from Library of Congress, from the Victorian Council Library, and so forth and so on. So it'll bring it all in. It will allocate all this to the holdings, and that's the end of it. Go home. Your cataloging is done. You go, but I want to print spine labels. Fantastic. Because you've already defined the spine labels, all you need to do is click print, and guess what? All your spine labels will print in the exact order that you catalog them. And there they are. You say, yeah, but this spine label, I've already used this sheet of paper and I've used 5 spine labels. So if you use 5, or say you've used 5, so you'll say leave 5 blanks at the bottom. Leave 5 blanks and regenerate the spine labels. What will happen is it'll start printing at the 6th. Okay, now this is a 12601 spine label where it gives you a small label and then a big label. You can peel that off and stick it on the inside of the book. Okay, spine label, peel that off, stick it on the inside of the book. We can change that. You can, so instead of the editor or instead of the copy number, okay, it'll print the barcode out here. So that's the spine label printing, and that's global cataloging for you. The last thing we're going to do is, all right, how do I circulate? Very easy. You click on the menu, you click on circulation, and then circulation. And when you go into circulation, it's a bit quiet in the library. It's in checkout, but you've got no one to check books out to. But you've got a tub of books you need to check in. So just click on return and just zap in all the barcodes. That's all you do. Just zap, 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 zap. And kids have come into the class. I better stop and start doing some loans. Click on loans. You enter the patron barcode, then the item, next patron, item, next patron, or the name, Smith. And you choose the patron you want to borrow to. And if they've got loans, they've already come up here. And then you can go ahead and you can say, I want to check out that book. So you just enter the barcode of the book, and there it is. Okay, and it'll show you a whole bunch of information about that book. But if that book is overdue, okay, so let me just go in here and backdate that. So let's say that book, and I go renew it to that date. Okay, they've exceeded their renewal limit. All right, so they can't renew it, and I've said that they can't renew in the system parameters. But if they were able to renew it, that will go red if it's overdue. Okay, so that's the advantage. If they were all overdue, I can put a tick in there, they're all there, and then I can go renew, and it will renew all those books to the new limit, and it'll allow them to override it if you have authority to override. Now, if it's overdue, all the books will appear as red like that. Okay, 16th, there they are. Okay, so whenever you call up a patron, if they've got overdues, it's like that. If you want to renew just that one, just click on that, but make sure there is no date there, because if there is a date, so let's say for argument's sake, I want to renew that, and I want to renew that to the 24th of December. Now when I click renew, okay, that is renewed to the 24th of December. If there was no date in there and I clicked on this one to renew, it will, so you can see here it's 16th of April, and I go renew, it'll only renew it, they've exceeded their renew limit. But if we were allowed to renew, it will only renew it according to whatever the renewal parameters were. If I put a date there, obviously it'll override that and then renew it like it did this one, the 24th of December. Okay, and that's all there is to renewal. Now, if the patron complains that, I haven't got that book on loan. You go, yes, you have. So he says, can you print that out for me? You can come down in the circulation. You don't have to go to reports. Okay, you can go here and you go overdue items and then click that button, and that will produce an overdue list for you for this patron for that one book. It does it all automatically. Okay, and then you can just go print. Or you can say, can you email it to me? You can absolutely click on email, and then the subject will be, here's your overdue books. And then in here, you'll put in their email address, and then you'll just go send, and it will go to them. So that's all there is to circulation. Very simple, very easy. If you want to do overdue reports, okay, that's really easy. So I will go into the menu, go into reports and reports. And now I want to do reports. Play around with reports because you can't stuff it up. You will never corrupt anything. So if I do overdues by classification and go open, and I want the overdues for just my year 12, just choose year 12s. That's it. If you wanted more, you can go year 12, year 11, and year 7. So there they are for those, and then you just go generate. Okay. Everything goes to the screen. So you can see here, that's my year 7s. Okay, you can keep scrolling down. There's 11s. So you got your 7s, your 11s, and your 12s. And now you can go print. Okay, but if this wasn't, let's pretend it wasn't by classification, it was by homeroom, and it was for a particular homeroom teacher, you ran the overdues, you can click on email, and you can put in the email of the teacher you want to send it to, and just go send now. And that teacher will get that overdue report. But if you decide, if I can email the overdue for my year 12s to my year 12 teacher, why can't I schedule it? And this is brilliant. And this applies for any report. You can say, starting on Monday at 7 o'clock in the morning, weekly, send it to this homeroom teacher and put a subject, Jack, please chase these overdues for me, and then go schedule. Guess what? That email address is going to get all the overdues for the year 12s, because that's what I've selected, automatically at 7 o'clock every week on the Monday morning. So you can schedule emails or you can individually run them. Thank you very much. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We have so much more functionality. If you ever want to contact us, you want a one-on-one training session, or you'd like a video training set up, put on YouTube, why don't you communicate with us? Click on that menu, go down to mailbox, okay? And from the mailbox, you can go, I want to create a support ticket, and create a ticket and say, I need some training on TV for Education lesson building. And over here, my number is such and such. I'm the maths teacher. Can you please help me with creating lessons? Hit that rocket and we will then train you, work with you, and help you with that. Okay? So you can ask us for support on absolutely anything, and I will guarantee you, you will love the support that we do. We don't believe anyone else does support like we do. Okay, you can talk to us as often, whenever you like, and you can put in as many requests as you like, whether it's for support, whether it's to create videos for you, or whether it's you want us to walk you through a particular item. Something that I want to show you is YouTube. When you go to YouTube, in the YouTube you can search for SmartSuite, okay? And so when you go into SmartSuite, there's all the items on SmartSuite. Some of it's not ours, but you can do SmartSuite library, okay? And you can see everything on SmartSuite library in here, okay? We cover almost every topic that you want. But you can go, no, I want TV for education for your teachers. Here's all the training videos on TV for education. Or you say, no, I'm interested in just functional solutions. Functional Solutions International, and there is everything about our products. And you can have a look, and there's lots and lots of material on here. So go there and have a look, and we hope to see you there. Now, if you decide, all right, you're telling me I can run this on any device, including iPads, Android pads, iPads, phones, whatever. Yep. What about a barcode? Well, my favorite website is eBay. So go to eBay and type in iPad Bluetooth barcode reader, and instead of paying $700-800 for a barcode, how about getting a Bluetooth barcode for $64? It works, guarantee it works. Buy the one that has these little dongles on there, okay, so that it'll also work on a PC that doesn't have. So there's one for $56, and they work fantastic. So don't go out and waste money paying $400, $800, $1,500 for a Bluetooth barcode reader. And you can use this with SmartSuite, and it'll read SKIS barcodes, it'll read whatever barcodes you're currently using. Hope you've enjoyed this session. Thank you very much.